In this video, I want to share my full experience after using Monumetric for about 3 months. A lot of people keep asking me whether it's worth switching from AdSense or Ezoic and whether the RPMs on Monumetric are actually better, what's the experience like, all of that kind of stuff. So honestly, after using it for a while on a few of my sites, I definitely have a few things to say. So in this video, I'm just gonna show you how much I've made in the last 3 months with Monumetric. I'm gonna show you how you can apply to Monumetric if you want, and I'm gonna show you my strategy that basically just speeds up all of the traffic from Pinterest. So let's get into it. But of course, before I start, very quickly, I want to invite you to my private community called Pin Lions. As of today, we have more than 170 members. Everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone is growing on Pinterest. So if you want to surround yourself with people who are doing all of that stuff on a daily basis, well, this is definitely the place to be. And of course, apart from connecting with all of those cool people and from connecting with me, you can also get access to a lot of resources, a lot of workflows, prompts, templates, and of course, custom tools that I created for myself and for members of the community. So if you want to get access to all of that, the link is in the description. Now let's go back to the video. Okay, so I moved to Monumetric sometime in August, I believe. I think I applied in June, but at the beginning of August, they actually started showing the ads on one of my sites, and since then, as you can see, since August 10th up to November 10th, so this is a 90-day period, that site made nearly $2.5K. I think it's a very good result, although I know that on Journey it could potentially be like 2 or 3 times better, because the RPM on Journey that I had was like $35, but unfortunately they decided to remove my site for so-called AI overuse. Basically, I started adding a lot of AI content very fast, and that probably triggered something on their end. But anyway, Monumetric doesn't have any issue with AI content as long as it's high quality. So if you are managing AI sites, then Monumetric, in my opinion, can be a little bit better than Ezoic or AdSense. $12.22 is the average RPM for 90 days, but right now, since we are in the middle of Q4, the RPM is a little bit bigger. I think it's like $17 or $18. Out of my experience, the RPMs here on Monumetric are simply a bit higher than on AdSense or Ezoic. So honestly, I definitely recommend checking it out, because it can potentially give you a little bit more money each month. And when you think about it, even if it's just $50 or $100 more per month, well, it all adds up. And after 6 months or 9 months, it's going to be quite a lot of money. And this is my second site that I have with Monumetric. As you can see, it started making money on August 28th. And the beginning of September, so it's not like 90 days, it's more like 70 days or something like that. Anyway, over $1,000. The RPM is a bit lower here because it's an AI food blog, and the average session duration here is simply shorter because just people don't spend that much time as on the previous site. But still, this site is making money every single day, and lately it was like $24, $23, $16, $18 in a single day. So that's a very good result, and honestly, it doesn't take that much time to manage each one of these sites. For those who are interested, if you want to apply to Monumetric, I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and basically if you have more than 10,000 page views per month, you can apply to their Propel program. It's really good in my opinion. I highly recommend checking it out. All you have to do is to fill out the form, just say your name, your email, your URL, and the amount of your monthly page views, and that's pretty much it. After a while you will hear from them, and you will be able to carry on with the entire application process. And honestly, it's not that difficult to get accepted by Monumetric, in my opinion at least. You need a WordPress or a Blogger site, you need more than 10K page views per month, and at least half of your traffic has to come from the US, UK, Canada, or Australia. So that's pretty important. But if you are focusing on Pinterest traffic, there is a high chance that your traffic comes from these countries anyway. The only downside of Monumetric is that once you get accepted, once you waited this 1 month or whatever, and they finally sent you an email that you are accepted to Monumetric, you will have to pay $99 fee for their team to add the ads to your site. I know it sounds weird, I know it may seem sketchy or dodgy, but this is their process, and once you start making money, you will get that fee back very quickly. So honestly, I know that a lot of people complain about it, but out of my experience, you can get it back very quickly if you are already getting traffic, and especially considering the fact that the RPMs can be a bit higher than on Ezoic or AdSense, then honestly, you'll get it back very fast. So honestly, these requirements are not that serious, and once you get accepted, all you have to do is to actually just try to get more traffic, because the more traffic you get, the more money you can make with ads. So it's just the most important part now, just building traffic from Pinterest. But how do you actually build the traffic? Well, you build more content, you target more keywords, and you create more pins. Okay, so now I'm just gonna show you how I create content for my AI food blogs and how I create pins with literally just a few clicks. It's very simple. Honestly, you don't need any technical knowledge to be able to do it, but to get access to all of these tools, you have to be a member of Pin Lions. So if you want to just use the same tools as I'm using on a daily basis, well, it's all inside of the community. So this plugin is super simple. It's called Recipe Writer, and all you have to do is to basically enter recipe titles here. It could be, let's say, Mexican beef casserole. So you would just add 10 or 20 different recipe titles here, and then you would just click add to queue. So now we can go to our recipe list here on the left, and we can see all of the articles that I generated in the past and our Mexican beef casserole that I just entered. Always the new recipes will be here at the top, and the status will be pending. As you can see, all of these are drinks, because I believe that coffee and drinks is a pretty good niche on Pinterest, especially now during fall and winter. So if you want, you can steal that idea. I don't really care, but these are the articles that I generated, I believe, yesterday. Okay, now let's generate the Mexican beef casserole article. All we have to do is to click on the button that says create next article. If you would have like 10 pending articles, you would be able to click on create all articles, and it would just generate these articles one by one. So let's just click on create next article, and then we just have to wait, and our Mexican beef casserole article will be ready as draft in WordPress. And here's the final result. As you can see, we didn't have to do anything apart from entering the article title, and now we have a very nice article along with high quality, super realistic images. And what's important, the Recipe Writer plugin also integrates with the WP Recipe Maker plugin, which adds all of these very nice recipe cards in text. This is important because it improves the user experience. And of course, when it comes to the actual templates of recipe cards, it's all up to you, because WP Recipe Maker has a lot of different free templates that you can choose from, so it can look a bit different than what I'm seeing here. Anyway, it's pretty cool, and you know, it's all being created automatically. I mean, look at this photo. It looks very realistic. We can scroll down, we can see the shopping list, how to make it, another fantastic image, storage instructions, great image here, health benefits. So honestly, it's pretty awesome that you can create something like that in just a few minutes, in a few clicks. It's super important for me because it saves me a lot of time. And the cost per article, just like that one, is between 15 up to 20 cents, because each image costs around 3 cents. Yes, it costs 3 cents because one image by Dream 4 costs 3 cents. So if we have 4 images here, it's gonna cost us 12 cents for images plus the cost of the article. So it's like 5-6 cents or something like that. So it's gonna be up to 20 cents for each article, just like that one. So if you want to very quickly scale your food blog, you will pay like $20 for 100 very good high quality articles with images. So in my opinion, it's a very low price. Okay, we've got the article, we can publish the article on the site. Normally I would just create like 10 or 20 articles, then I would publish all of them, and then I would create pins in bulk. And this is how I create pins. It's my custom tool called Pin Lions Pin Creator. All you have to do is to paste your URL here. So it's gonna be mydomain.com Mexican beef casserole. It's just an example. And then you just click load URL and you can generate the prompt for the AI image. I'm not going to go into much detail here, but there is a few different styles that you can use, a few different aspect ratios and image models. Normally I use either Ideogram or Seedream, but I know that some people prefer Google Imagen instead. But let's stick to Ideogram. This is the prompt that we generated with a single click, and once we click create pin, in a few seconds we will create a very good looking pin. So that's our image that we can download and simply post to Pinterest. And as you can imagine, we've got the article, we've got the pin, and what else are we missing? Well, we are missing the title and the description, right? But of course, this tool is so powerful because we can click on the button that says create titles and descriptions, and it's going to create the title and the description here, and it's going to be ready. And all you have to do now is to simply copy the title, copy the description, and just post everything to Pinterest. For those who want to optimize their titles and descriptions even more, you can add the annotated interests from pin clicks here, and it's gonna use these specific keywords inside of titles and descriptions. But anyway, these titles and descriptions are still pretty good, so it's not like you absolutely have to use pin clicks. I recommend using pin clicks. I believe that it gives you better results long term, but if you stick to these titles and descriptions without pin clicks, it's gonna give you some results anyway too. And quite often in the comments people ask me, Dave, how are you doing it? How are you actually creating 30 pins every single day on each of these accounts? Well, I'm using the Pin Lions Pin Creator. It creates pins fast, it creates titles, it creates descriptions. So honestly, what's there not to like? So this is my strategy for creating content and creating pins. This is what I'm doing to make money with Monumetric. Of course, if you want to get access to all of these tools, workflows, prompts, templates, all of the good stuff, it's all inside of the Pin Lions community on School. So if you want to be a part of it, you know what to do. And I just want to show you how diverse our community is, because we have members from all around the world. As you can see, from Europe, there are a lot of different countries: Poland, Hungary, Germany, France, UK, Spain. We have a lot of people from Africa as well, a lot of people from Morocco, but also from a lot of different African countries as well. We've got Kenya, we've got Zambia. So honestly, it's pretty cool. Same with South Asia. We have India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. We have, what else do we have here? Philippines, Indonesia. Honestly, so many different countries. And of course, same on the other side of the globe, a lot of people from the United States and Mexico and Canada and all of these Caribbean islands. So honestly, there is a chance that someone from your country is already inside of the Pin Lions, and two of you can connect and chat about Pinterest in your own language, which is super cool. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this quick video was inspiring. Maybe it will inspire you to push harder on Pinterest, because honestly, it's all possible. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. See you next time.